a battle.
All right. Salve, brethren in Christ, from Paladin Simplar. Hey, nice to see you. Dylan Peterson, greetings. Going with that Raven upload and finally got my Fallout mod list to work and this day ain't better. Awesome. Captain Plush, yo. B1, keep it in church. Said the guy who comes into every stream to talk about religion. Awesome. Glad to see you too. DKC, Raven, all right. Nice to see you. Glad I'm eating pizza and watching the Raven Lord. This is the greatest moment of my life. All right. Silver Wolf, hi Raven, Katarina, yo, this is my first time here. Well, glad to have you, Katarina. Why do you stream at 3:30? Well, in our time, because we live in the eastern United States, we stream at 8:30 p.m., so it's our evening. This is the time when me and my brother are both free to do this. But for you, if it's 3:30, like, are you saying 3:30 a.m. or p.m.? Because if you're at 3:30 a.m., where do you live, Katarina? I'm very curious. I'm not criticizing or anything. I'm just curious. At 3:30, I don't know where that would be in the world. Hey, Hannah, glad you're here. Aaron's here, USA. Awesome. Glad to have so many people here. Time to mine salt. I don't think I'll be mining much. I'm pretty sure they'll be mining it for me if history serves correctly. But anyway, I'm glad that y'all are here. We're going to go ahead and get started in just a second, making sure that all my bells and whistles are going. All right, you're in Greece. Hello, Katerina, you're from Greece. Well, nice to have you aboard. Nice to have you aboard from Greece. That's really cool. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh my gosh, the Vikings won. What? Who would have seen this? Guys, the Vikings won the first campaign. How? How did they do that? The Vikings never win the campaign. What? Lord, did you hear? The Vikings won the campaign.
Well, wonders never cease.
I know. I am. My mind is blown. This is unbelievable. I cannot believe this. I just cannot. I am shocked, my friend. Shocked that this would happen. But we're good. Hey, Raven, do you play with fans? I do sometimes. But my internet is so wonky, sometimes it doesn't work very well. Anyway, let's see. What a shock, yeah. The gods favor us. They told you in the trailer you should have expected this. No, the gods don't favor you. The developers favor you. Hey, Raven, sorry I can't stay, but I hope you have fun. I'll do my best. No leaders. I'm sad I just replayed Halo Reach and now I'm depressed again. Halo Reach is bound to do that, man. Bound to do that. It's the bonk for America. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm glad to have everyone here. We're having a good turnout so far. 19 people. That's not bad. Well, we know that Katerina in chat is from Greece. How many of you guys are from a different country and don't know all about our famous 4th of July? Because everyone has 4th of July, but not everyone has Independence Day. Who here is not celebrating the American Independence Day on 4th of July? So, like, who here's from a different country? Let us know in chat. Let's see. Who to go first tonight? Let's keep things simple and go to Heavy Boy. Let's go to Heavy Boy. The hero is coming July 27th. Yes, I know. Hey, Raven, your sudden surprise at the Vikings winning had my dog give me a confused look. Exactly, because your dog understands the Vikings are meant to win. Yes, we love celebrating a holiday that reminds Britain we gave them the finger.
Amongst other things, yes.
Very fair, very fair. Whoa, what is JJ wearing over there? That's some interesting drip there, JJ. Not gonna lie to you.
Where'd you get the fan head?
I think that's an Assassin's Creed thing. I know, weird, right?
Because when I think Assassin's Creed, I think JJ with a fan on his head.
So we don't go to heavy boy. But we're up against a Kyoshin, a Warlord, a Nobu, and a Kensei. I'm not as worried about the Kensei. Warlord's going to be a pain. Nobushi's going to be a major pain. Kyoshin's going to be cancer.
Play Pirate next because gun equals America.
Hey Raven, are you ready for the reveal on the 20th? I am excited for it. I'm going to try to get the day off so that I can do a response. Play Pirate next because gun equals America. That's a good point. I might need to play Pirate after this. All right. I'll get my butt kicked, but we'll play Pirate.
P-Rad.
Yo, who wants to dump tea in the harbor? That's a good question.
The Bostonians. They're all about that. In fact, they might even have a party about it. Who can say?
I'm sure that when we get to July 4th, there's going to be some articles and stuff saying how it's actually a racist or xenophobic holiday.
Yeah, it's probably going to be Salon or HuffPost.
It happens every year.
It's the usual suspects.
The reveal of what? The new hero. The new hero is revealed on the 20th. Play Lawbringer next because Christ equals America. I've already been asked to play Pirate next. Lawbringer will be after that.
And after that?
And then after that. And after that. This loading screen is taking a while. Life Biggest Questions made a video saying, what if the Norse gods were real? And I was offended until I found out that also did one for Christianity, so they're not biased.
And this has what to do with the current?
Okay, I don't know why you'd be offended. Because I wouldn't be offended. I think that the topic of talking about what if pagan or non-Christian gods were real is an interesting talking point. Like, I've had that discussion. Like, what if the Greek gods or the Norse gods or the Egyptian gods or the Japanese gods or any of those gods, what if they were real? I've had those discussions, and I've always come to the same conclusion. If they were real, we'd all be screwed. You know, we're all in deep trouble. This is a long loading screen.
Developers are counting the gold in the background.
I'm a little worried. Are we not going to get into a match today?
And as a Briton, I'll take your finger, and here is your change. Well, JK. The British always being able to take it on the chin. You gotta love it.
I am very worried because, okay, if we're stuck on this loading screen, then that means we need to log off the game. That means the stream will end, and we'll have to log back on. We'll give it, let's give it another 5 minutes. If nothing happens in 5 minutes, that's what we're going to have to do. Because I'm not sitting here staring at a loading screen all night. That's not what I'm doing. Anyway, let's keep reading chat while we're waiting. Yeah, you're glitched. Yeah, I think we're glitched. I think we are glitched. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Hey,
we just need to get rid of him.
We needed to get rid of one person, and then the match could start. Hey.
Either that, or he left. We're like, screw it, I'm leaving. And then right as that happens, hey, we'll let him.
No, we're perfectly safe as long as Thor's protecting Midgard. No, that's not what I meant. The problem with any pantheistic religion being true is that eventually there's going to be infighting. And when gods start throwing down, like beings with the power to build and create reality, why am I always alone?
And dang, For Honor is being itself again. Ain't that the truth?
Ah, crap. I always end up alone whenever I go to a zone. Anyway, but pantheistic religions, the problem is, like, if you take a bunch of people or beings who can create worlds and cause natural disasters just by existing, you know, what happens when they start throwing down? What happens if they start arguing or fighting with each other? Well, then we're all screwed, aren't we? You know, that's why I know that none of them are real, because it's like, okay, so take the Greek gods, and back when they were the big thing to worship, back when they were the most important group out there, does it? I mean, to me, I'm kind of like, if they were still around, why haven't we all been destroyed by now?
Not to mention there's large discrepancies between all the different stories of the Greek gods. And Monk. Oh boy. I might have already asked this. What's y'all's favorite mythology?
I'm
gonna have to say Greek, just because I grew up learning more of that than anything else.
Yes! Come on, finish him off! Finish him off quick! Finish him off quick! Come on, come on! No! I don't have a fast execution on it. I still killed him, but I died in the process. Oh no! Oh well. I know I won that one. I know I won that 2v1.
That guy's got to be confused, like, wait, what?
But yeah, that's one of my biggest arguments against like pantheons and polytheistic deities.
Yep, and no, I never played God of War 1, 2, or 3 growing up.
Nah, I've never touched God of War. Like the first time I touched God of War was when the new game came out. That one more focused on Norse stuff.
Yep. Like literally, I grew up like I had a storybook of of Greek myths. That's where that comes from. Not to mention, when I got into the 6th grade, I learned about the Peloponnesian War and thought Greece was just cool. I was a big hoplite fanboy. Egyptian for me, as I grew up with that, that's fair. Egypt has some wacky mythology.
Okay, I did some damage. Now finish him off, PK.
When is the Aztec hero revealed?
The 20th.
Yeah.
The 20th, we've already discussed that.
Alright.
Raven, you seem like you're in a great mood tonight. It's awesome to see. I'm glad you think so. I don't feel it.
Dead inside.
I am dead inside. I'm just good at faking it. So yeah, there you go. So what was up with that video from Overly Sarcastic Productions? Oh, that nonsense. Hold on, let me deal with this Kyoshin, because Kyoshins are always cancer to fight.
Also, what separates mythology from religion?
You can argue that they are the same thing, but the difference is mythology has a specific purpose. Dang it. We're not going to win this one, guys, just saying.
Yeah. A religion also is basically an organized practice of worship, whereas mythology is just the stories around it, and typically a mythology doesn't have any current or has a very small number of current worshippers.
Right. But in answer to the question about what was up with that Overly Sarcastic Production thing, so I got sent a video in my video topics section about the potential of possibly reviewing a Overly Sarcastic Production video. Hold on.
Who put that there? Wouldn't mythology be close to fable?
It could be.
It can be. I think you'll find a lot of fables in mythology. Like, if you look at Aesop's fables, a lot of them involve the Greek and Roman gods. Like, I believe there's one directly with Jupiter involved.
I hate warlords. Anyway. I just hate turtlers, really, and warlords are turtlers. I love that debate I had one time where this one guy was like, no, they're not turtlers. People can play that way, but that's not what they are. They are turtlers. They are 100% turtlers. Their whole game plan is just absorb attacks and then return fire. That is their whole point. That is turtling. No, look at their thing, their character description. It's called harassing. How often do you actually harass with a warlord? Let's be real honest.
Let's be honest.
But anyway, clear this up. But anyway, so the video that I was saying about early sarcastic production was she was doing a trope talk about the Pinocchio style of story, where you have a character who wants to be human or real or something along those lines. And talking about like how, first of all, I don't mind trope talk when it
sticks to the trope.
Sticks to the trope and not her personal feelings on it. Okay, there we go. Well, at least I killed the Kyoshin. Anyway, so what she started doing in the video was she started talking about Pinocchio and Little Mermaid and other stuff that follow that trope, but then got into Del Toro's Pinocchio, and she's talked about Del Toro before. She's apparently a fan, and basically saying how he flipped it on its head, you know, instead of Pinocchio learning how to be a real boy, Geppetto just learned how to accept Pinocchio for what he was. And, I mean, if you like that, that's fine. That's okay. But then she started trying to push her communist agenda again, where she was basically like, I mean, why would you want to be a human in this world? Like, basically the tools for Pinocchio to be human involved him getting a job, getting an education, becoming a cog in the machine that could be replaced at any time. And I'm like, you're a communist. I got it. But the problem is, I'll admit I haven't read the book Pinocchio, but based on the Disney movie alone, getting a job was not part of being a real boy. It was being honest, being truthful, being fair, being self-sacrificing. It was caring about other people. Yes, there was getting an education, but what, you don't think getting an education is a part of being a helpful member of society? I mean, like, those are all things you would want to do. Yes, go out and say, yeah, you don't need an education.
Only think what I tell you.
Only think what I tell you. You don't need an education. So yeah, it was one of those moments where I was just like, no, I'm not watching any more of this, because she cannot talk about anything without injecting her communist rhetoric, and that's what I hate. She'll say stuff like, I find it more interesting when they flip the idea on its head, because honestly, who wants to live as a human? And I'm like, hold on, stop. Like, she opened up by talking about, we all have a hard time looking at people as people if they're outside of our social group. Like, if they're not one of us, then they must be an other, they must be a different, they must be a monster, they must be less than human. And I'm like, yeah, you're talking about tribalism. That's basic tribalism. You're either part of my tribe and therefore part of the collective, or you're outside my tribe and you're an other, therefore an enemy. It's tribalism. There are lots of people who still practice this. It's not, that's what you're talking about. And then proceeds to say that to be a human, you have to be part of a machine. And I'm like, I would love to ask genuinely, what do you consider individualism? Because she says, why you have to abandon your individualism to be part of the machine. What is individualism to you? Explain what you would have to do to be an individual. Like, what would you have to do, genuinely? That would be my question.
Yeah, generally when I see but that sort of argument, like, hey, we have to abandon, it's like we get, like, I don't want to be a part of the culture, I don't want to be like one of the sheep, I want to be a free thinker. Yet these so-called free thinkers typically fit into just a smaller social group. They're still cogs in a machine, it's just a different machine. And typically one that's less productive.
Hey, Raven, what kind of doomed would you be if the Aztec gods were real? Oh, incredibly doomed. The Aztec gods are all about sacrificing for the sake of the society, and we would have to keep sacrificing daily just to keep the sun moving. Yeah, no, we'd be screwed. We'd all be dead. Mm-hmm. Because either we become morally conscious and say, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, and thus the sun would stop spinning, or we would all just sacrifice each other into oblivion.
Yep. Not a pleasant thought there, mate. Are Raven and Lark brothers? Yes, we are brothers.
Yes, we're bros. Raven is the older brother, I'm Raven, and Lark is the younger brother.
I'm Lark.
Communism meant something back in the day. Yeah, it meant a lack of food and heavy government.
No, it still means that today.
Hey, man, glad to have you.
Yeah. Though I think what she might be going for is the concept that communism used it used to be like the people that were advocating communism were like people that were workers that were trying to like find a better lot for themselves and their families, and now it's a lot of it like it's the children of rich kids that just don't want to work.
Yep, pretty much.
The focus group of people who support communism has changed.
I'm about to be destroyed.
They like your pirate.
Thank you. I did a whole legend video on her. Crap.
I heard that Quetzalcoatl wasn't so bad. His cult didn't involve sacrifices, just all the other ones. Yeah. I don't know about that, but if that's cool, it's better for Quetzalcoatl then. I thought they were clones of each other. What? Me and Raven?
Yes! Oh! We got one-on-one, Tiandi. Never get me one-on-one. I'm a lot tougher that way.
Ooh, pirate on pirate action. Yar. Yar har fiddle-dee-dee. Yep, champagne socialist is the correct term, Aaron. Good to see you. Rich kid or worker, either way, they end up against the wall in the end, Raven.
Alright, I need to go back to sea and heal.
Well, actually, it can depend, because you can have the communists getting shot up against the wall, or the communists will pin you and shoot you up against the wall. Someone's getting put up against the wall.
Yeah, someone's getting shot. Whoever. Raven and Lark, are cults and churches the same thing? No, because a cult is the name of a kind of religious sect or religious group. A church is a body of people who worship something that is usually accepted or predominantly understood. You can say that a cult is the church of something, but usually when thinking about a church, you think about that in terms of the Christian church. Like, that's why you call a Muslim denomination a mosque and a Jewish denomination a synagogue.
Yeah, it's a little weird because it used to be, cult didn't used to mean what it means now, because it used to be like every polytheistic religion would have multiple cults under it. Like, say, if you were Rome, you would have the cult of Jupiter, the cult of like Hephaestus, or the cult, like a cult specifically dedicated to a god. However, over time, when Christianity became the thing, if you were worshiping something other than Christianity, you were considered to be a part of a cult, and that was a negative thing. And so anything that sort of strayed from the original orthodoxy or more standardly accepted religion would be reclassified as a cult.
A long time ago in the land of Heathwood, there were the neckbeards, the tin cans, and the weaves. It was a piece like no other until the Chinese arrived.
I like the Wulin coming up.
I like the Wulin showing up. I like them, but you think it was a peace like no one... They were not at peace when the Wulin arrived. They were at war.
Actually, it wasn't until the Chinese showed up that there was the Truce of Wyverndale.
Yeah, the Wyverndale Truce didn't happen until after the Wulin showed up. It actually happened after the Year of the Harbingers. So no, that's not even accurate to the lore.
So like the Cult of the Ravens or Cult
But
of the...
I actually like the Wulin. I don't know why people don't like him. Well, I know why people don't like him. I just think it's silly.
Indeed. Raven, which Outlander hero has the best grip? Magi. That Sobek outfit be doing something different. I tell you what. Alright, Silverwolf, you have a good one.
Later, Silverwolf.
Yeah, the Cult of Cosmos is a good example because they worshipped Cosmos.
Gah. When that Shugoki and Tiandi decide to team up, I stand no chance. Anyway.
I think the Tiandi might be Slaneshi.
$5 from Argius Wolfsbane for you guys to enjoy a good Independence Day. I hope this will help get more fireworks. Well, I appreciate it for sure, especially since this is the last stream of the month and my last chance to make any stream money.
Yep. Appreciate it, and we will be grilling out on the 4th of July.
Yep, it'll be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
Getting with the boys.
Yeah, we're not going to win this one either. I think this is going to be a bad night For Honor, guys, just being real.
Liberty Prime is my spirit animal, and my autistic hatred for communism has activated. Good man, Dr. Calibration's good man.
Yep, there we go. I didn't even land a hit. Yeah, I've been laboring on the idea of just no longer playing against people, just playing against bots, because I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I don't think I can keep up with this meta anymore. I'm not a good player to begin with, and I think the meta has just evolved beyond me. So I might just no longer play against people. Like, that's just something I've been thinking about for a while. It's just gotten to that point.
Let's see. I got a 4-day weekend. Gonna mostly relax and work on art and stories this weekend. Good. Enjoy your 4-day weekend. I plan on sticking a hog on a spit and roasting it for the 4th. Good times, as the founding fathers intended.
Yeah, there we go. I just suck.
Do you think Domini will get overthrown or killed for his failure against Horkos?
Nah, too popular of a character.
Not to mention, who else is gonna just like how dare you not beat Horkos? Has anyone else had a better track record?
Yeah, we're screwed. Why do you not like me, Goki?
Is it because of the Shugoki Poki song? It's because of the Shugoki Poki song, isn't it? He'll probably slip away regardless. He is a slippery sucker, isn't he?
Damn it. Oh well. What's my score like? 2 kills, 5 deaths? That sounds accurate.
Yep.
Alright, let's see.
4th is going to be a pretty rough day for me, boys. Wish me luck. All right, good luck there.
All right, good luck.
Yeah. Hope it gets no better than you think.
And now here comes the gank. Yep, and kill me. There we go.
Return of the Hug. I feel like Raven, for honor, meta left me behind when it became more about predicting your opponent. My smooth brain can't handle that.
Well, it's become to the point of everyone can light parry, everyone can deflect like gods, everyone just reads me like a book, and I am left in the dust more often than not.
I have to be at the port at 6. It's 3:59, and I still haven't gotten a minute of sleep. I'm not sure we're helping with that, Catherine. I don't know. Maybe you can turn on some relaxing music or something. I want you to get some level of sleep before you have to go to port. Hey, Raven. Do you think the Aztec is going to use a Shamali type of shield?
I don't think so.
Probably not. I imagine they're going to have a two-handed Maquito. But you never know. Stranger things have happened.
I don't care if I die, at least I kill you. At least I killed that Goki. I got my revenge.
Very good.
Anyway.
For honor expects you to fight with a Sharingan, honestly, sometimes.
Literally, that's what it feels like sometimes. I just can't play against people anymore.
I think that's why a lot of professional, a lot of professional players, they just stick to duel where they only have to worry about one.
Yeah. I've noticed that some of the best players are people like Havoc and Marco Yolo, and I've never seen them play Dominion.
Well, I've seen Marco play Dominion, but only in compilations. I don't think I've ever seen him stream it live. For honor expects you to use the wide. True. Real question is, are they going to have a wheelchair and they roll you over? Okay.
Man, that was just painful.
My only saving grace is that I have no idea what I'm doing, so they can't predict what I'm going to do if I'm just as clueless. That is my play style as well.
That was really only for his Crusader vids. Okay, from how the new heroes describe in the lore, am I the only one that thinks it's going to be a Predator? Yep, you're the only one who thinks it's going to be a Predator. You are the only one. I guarantee it.
Anyone think it's going to be a Xenomorph?
Yeah, he's basically saying Predator the alien.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you are the only one who thinks that. For sure.
I mean, can you imagine how disappointed fans would be? It's yeah, it's just a temporary Predator thing rather than...
I swear to you, if they actually did add a Predator, I might just uninstall. Genuinely, that would be the lamest thing I've ever seen.
No, because at least Aztec is a creative idea. But
Well, the thing is, look, I'm willing to accept some leeway.
yeah,
A predator-themed event wouldn't be bad. No, I'd still say that's bad. I'd say that's ridiculously stupid. That's unbelievably stupid. Look, okay, a predator-themed event. How are you going to account for their guns, their highly advanced blasters?
Are they going to nuke themselves too?
Yeah, are they? When you kill them, are they going to have a massive nuke that takes out the entire battlefield? Like, no, dumb idea. Very dumb. Stupid. Oh, now I know why they were ganking. Those two look like they're friends.
Yep.
Alright, well, this might be the last time I play against people. I might just switch to bots after this.
Okay.
Don't yell to refuse you guns because they're honor bound to level the playing field. Oh no, I've seen I think it was in the first or second Predator movie, they freaking blasted people. That's where the like I remember I think it was in the first one when they did the triangle laser pointer to blast somebody. Oh, he sure didn't have the level playing field required. They don't care. To them, it's a hunt. It's a game. I mean, if it's really about leveling the playing field for them, then how come they even bring blasters of that caliber in the first place?
How come they bring cloaking devices?
How come they bring cloaking devices or mocking or the device that allows them to mimic other people's voices?
Yep. I only see Kenzo playing death matches these days. The only game mode that gives you a Dominion 4v4 and duels at the same time. Yep. I'm not saying add a Predator, I just think a Predator mask event and Trophy Kill Execution. Oh, Trophy Kill Execution would be cool. While I'm excited for the Aztecs, I am worried because why write his lore that he is the last of his kind while giving him an awaiting execution?
Yeah, that's that. I do not like that. The idea that he's the last of his kind. Very foolish idea. Very foolish idea.
If you got isekai'd into For Honor, what class would you be?
Vanguard, probably. Probably a Vanguard, but alright, let's lose again, boys! I want a Predator execution in the game, or at least some kind of Mortal Kombat move. Okay.
I mean, one of the Shinobi's execution is based off of Scorpion's Get Over Here.
Yeah, Scorpion, like the Scorpion Sting, or whatever Shinobi's execution is called. I think that's based on that, yeah.
That was a meaty thwack there. The Aztec was laughing because there are more remaining. I hope that's the case. And on to that, what Vanguard would you be?
Warden. Okay, we'll both get our executions.
The Yaksha use plasma launchers and active camouflage. It's all for the hunt. The only time they resort to hand-to-hand is when they deem their prey worthy of it. Even then, that's really rare. Yep. So that's...
It is, but they'll still use it.
Yeah, no, he's saying like the hand-to-hand combat is very rare because they very rarely deem what they're hunting worthy of the effort to do that. So,
well, then they wouldn't deem the For Honor Warriors worthy of it, so, again.
I think that's his point.
Oh, okay.
Alright. For Honor needs to keep its PvE events instead of removing them. I agree. There's a lot of good PvE events, like particularly like the Eurogumo one. That was really fun. They should just think about making more stuff like that. Those were good. There's also like the one like where you have to like fight off the Blackstone Legion as you get out of the Cheesing Pass. That would have been a very interesting game mode to go off of with like one side has to escort or an actual player, or not a player but an actual like boss while holding off hordes of enemies.
That would be interesting.
Yep, Dylan Peterson just dropped $20 saying, the Predator Honor Code states that if challenged, they must uncloak. It's about changing themselves. In this case, they won't use their tech, and most advanced things would be net launchers. Well, thanks for the $20. I don't know, I feel like net launcher still might be pushing it a bit, but I'm not an expert in Predator lore. I'd have to brush up on that. Hey Raven, the recent event order essentially hints that the Aztec hero let himself be captured, more than likely meaning that he won't be the last of his people and that will allow an Aztec invasion. Interesting. I have to look at the exact verbiage of that. I play very poorly with assassins, mainly due to that they need to dodge instead of standing your ground. I'm right there with you. I'm terrible at characters with disappearing guards.
That warmonger that I'm playing with doesn't seem very bright. He kept feeding the Noosh's revenge.
Yep. You ever think there's like a point just like going ahead and like letting someone activate the revenge so you can just get it over with?
There are times where we'll just do that if it's just turning into a staring match contest. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Hmm?
I'm gonna fight for C again. Hi, Noosh.
Thought you were doing it like an emote, and it was like, no, I'm just putting a hex on you. Kyoshin has to be one of the dumbest heroes in the game, and I only use him for his fashion. I've seen a lot of good fashion for Kyoshin, but they are annoying to fight. What are the chances I join your game by random?
I don't know what the chances are.
That's a server question right there.
Crap. Well, just when I thought we were going to do well, this happens.
Indeed.
There's a comic where Predator does a sword fight. Oh my god.
Imagine a VR for Honor. I don't think that...
I'm going to make a very polite request. Can we move on from Predator discussions? Because it's kind of like, I don't know anything about the Predators. I've watched one movie, played one game. I know very little about the Predators. Okay.
Isn't that like Mortal Enemy like Chris Hansen?
I just don't know enough about the Predators to have this discussion.
But final note on the Predator, could you imagine like Predator is actually stopped by Chris Hansen challenging like, why don't you have a seat over there? Uncloak and sit down. See, their final boss is Ezra Miller, Alien versus Predator. Hilarious.
Okay.
The Predator has fought everyone like Batman. Yeah, the Predator does have a habit of like sneaking his way into multiple different franchises. But that'll be enough of that.
No, they're gonna keep going. You've kept it going.
Hey Raven, we were on Breach match together in the Analyzing Vela video. I was the Shaman Demon Knight 6663 on the Store Stronghold map.
Oh, cool. I must not have noticed.
Hmm? Raven, do you still think Nushi is trash since she got buffed?
Yep, she's still 100% trash. They did nothing for her.
Yep. Is Lawbringer... no. One of the most frequently asked questions is what make... Raven and I really don't stick to one particular hero. We work with all of them.
Yep.
I hate it when they just dodge through your unblockable for literally no reason other than the game said I dodged.
Yeah. Oh, man. Like I said, I'm dead inside. Remember how I said in my yesterday's stream that if I played Dead by Day... No, this wasn't yesterday. This was the day before yesterday. If I played Dead by Daylight and have bad matches, I'm not upset about it. It's fine. I don't care because I know I'm not good at Dead by Daylight and no one expects me to be. But For Honor's the exact opposite. If I have bad matches in For Honor, I feel really upset about it because I know I should be better than this because I played this game since its release. I still have people to this day who message me to tell me I'm garbage, and then when they find out I'm a YouTuber, they go to my comments to tell me I'm garbage. I think it was last month I had this guy who I fought in a match who said, oh my god, you play like complete trash, are you a bot? And I said, dude, good match, leave me alone. And then about a day or two later, he said, oh my god, you're the one I fought, you're the bot, and just like laid into me. And I'm like, okay. So I banned him. I was like, leave me alone.
I think the funniest one was the one that was just like kept on begging you to fight him. Like, dude, challenge me and stream it. Like, no. Why?
Yeah, I remember him. Like, basically, this was longer ago, but a guy basically said, yeah, dude, fight me in 1v1 and stream it. I said, no, I told him, not at all, dude. I don't care. Does Raider have a mean name? No. All right. Well, I'm not playing any more people today. I'm just doing strictly bots from now on.
Don't forget to check the event order before your next game.
All right. Let's have a look. Oh, so we're gonna play Dominion.
Yeah, but go up to the.
These. The prisoner's cage was pulled through a procession, Horco's banners held high, confetti whirling. The people cheered and laughed hoarsely. Some pelted fruits and vegetables violently, demeaning the poor soul trapped inside. Oh, the poor innocent baby killer. I feel so bad for him. Over the deafening sound of celebration, warriors swore they could hear the prisoner speak in a foreign tongue.
Okay. A foreigner speaking in a foreign tongue?
I can't believe it. Some even say he hummed a song. It proved unsettling, and all wondered why a doomed man would ever seem so unbothered. Yeah, because obviously he knows something that no one else knows.
Or maybe he's suicidal. We don't know. Maybe he's getting the vibe off this.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I just have no idea.
Gotcha. Ooh, Dale Expert just dropped $100.
What?
Saying to the both of you, first off, hope you enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Second, this month has been giving me my own celebration of reaching 100 subs on and part of that is thanks to you guys giving me some advice, Raven, and I hope this cheers you up, Raven. Thank you.
I appreciate it. That does mean a whole lot to me. Thank you so much for that. And I don't mean to be down in the dumps right now. I'm just very frustrated. Let me be real. Let me be real with you guys for a second. The last 2 days have been very, very frustrating for me. A lot of crazy stuff has been happening. Difficulties with getting my schedule down. Stresses about work. Stresses about making sure that I get videos done in time. My TEFL stuff. I've been just very worked up lately, and I've got a lot of stuff riding on my head right now. Not happy at all about it. Very frustrated. And then I go into For Honor and have three bad matches in a row. Just not happy, not having a good stream. The $100 does help. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for that. I mean it. Sorry that it's turned into that, but it turned into that. So I do apologize.
I need to read these for us. And Dale, everybody here has made typos on the internet. I was able to understand what you were trying to say. You're fine. I often misread stuff even if it's spelled correctly. Don't feel bad.
So y'all are playing Bot Dom? No, we're going to play Bot Breach. We're just going with Breach.
Better for discussion that way.
Yeah, that way we can talk longer and I don't have to worry about in-type fights.
Mm-hmm.
But now I know I'm going to get someone either in the comments or in the chat saying, like, why don't you play people? And I can tell them, screw it.
That's because I value my sanity.
Yeah, genuinely. It comes down to that. If you want to relax, come play chess, not For Honor. Oh, I get stressed out with chess, too, especially if I'm playing someone really good.
All right. Trust me, particularly if you do chess on a timer, that can stress you out.
What's your favorite Sinister Six lineup?
What?
The Sinister Six were Spider-Man's villain group.
Oh, I thought they were talking about like a Western or something.
No. Always 6 Spider-Man villains who teamed up against Spider-Man. I guess the one from the game. Doc Ock, Electro, Rhino, Scorpion, Mr. Negative, and who was the other one? Vulture. Yeah, those are fine. Play with Dog. I can barely kill level 2 bots, I just don't parry. I can play almost any character in this game, but I cannot play them well. Hey, Ray, what's your opinion on the Five Nights at Freddy movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
The trailer looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, no problems. I think it looks neat.
Yeah, I'll probably give it a watch.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll say this, though. Whatever the new Spider-Man game is, I'm concerned about it.
Because there's a lot of things that look good, but there's also opportunity to mess with the story.
I just see some problems there. And maybe I'm wrong, maybe I've become too critical of late, but I just see some things there that make me go, uh-oh.
It's like, I think I know where you're going with this, and please don't do that.
And you know what's sad? Even though I may have that problem, even though it may be a problem to me, I know most people are going to be like, why is it a problem to you? And I'm like, no, it's a problem because it's so bad. I'm very nervous about the Spider-Man 2 game. I will not get it until my fears are not confirmed. Like, I'm going to let someone else play it, and then once I hear, okay, that's not what happens, then I'll say, okay, now I'll get it. Because I have a fear, I have a terror about this game, and I'm just like, no, don't do it. But I'm almost sure they're going to do it. Like, Lark, on a percentage level, how likely do you think it is that they're going to do what we think they're going to do?
I think they're going to go. I know for 100% certainty that they're going to go at least with the halfway measure. Whether they're going to go the full measure, I would say probably 30%.
I'll go 50. I'll go 50-50 on it.
And for those of you that don't know, here's the theory.
Okay, yeah, we'll explain the theory.
So here's the theory. We already know that you're going to be bouncing between Miles and Peter. And Peter is going to be having he's going to be getting the Venom suit, or rather the symbiote suit. And so we know how that progression works. We know that Venom storyline. Now, we've already seen in the trailer that Miles is starting to be taken aback by how it's affecting Peter. So I am 100% convinced that at some point he is going to be fully corrupted and Miles is going to have to fight Peter to snap him out of it.
Yeah, I'm very certain that's going to happen.
Yeah. Now, if we just keep it at that and Peter snaps out of it and goes back to being the good old Peter we all know and love, I can live with that. That's fine.
Right.
However, the fear that me and Raven have is that what's going to happen is Peter's going to either die in the process, or he is going to say, I don't deserve the title of Spider-Man anymore. Miles, you take over entirely from now.
Well, and you might be thinking, don't you think you're being a little bit worried, Raven? Here's my fear. In the gameplay trailer that we saw Peter using his Venom suit a lot, which means it's going to be a major playable part of the game, which implies that's going to be something key to Peter, not to Miles. Now, that makes sense because Peter's the one who has the Venom suit. But if at some point he decides to give up the Venom suit, because, I mean, obviously Peter would, that's what he's supposed to do, he gives up the Venom suit, then what happens to that ability to play with Venom powers? Wouldn't people complain, oh, I really like the Venom powers, I wanted to use the symbiote powers, why can't I do that anymore? Well, the answer is because Peter gave it up. But if they say, no, that's just a part of playing Peter, you can now just have that, the implication therein is that Peter sticks with the symbiote, which means Peter becomes Venom. Now, people are saying, no, it's not likely to happen. At the same time, though, I'm very concerned because I just don't want that. Peter is Spider-Man. Miles Morales is Peter Darker, okay? Like y'all were saying, he's Peter Darker. I do not like Miles Morales. I don't like token characters in general.
Oh, Agarius Wolfsbane just dropped $10. Penny, for your thoughts, let's start a rant. What do you think of the fact that Disney went from retelling stories for kids to promoting and spreading agendas for the sake of money and representation?
That's a great question. What do I think about Disney doing that? I think it's a sham. I think it's ridiculous. I hate what Disney has become. And okay, what about Eddie Brock? We'll get back to that. I want to answer the paid question real quick. I think it's a shame that they did that. I used to love Disney so much. You know, I grew up on Disney cartoons, the classics. Beauty and the Beast, the original, is still one of my favorite movies of all time. I loved The Lion King as a kid. The first movie I ever saw as a kid, Lion King. I can quote every song. I can literally re-sing every song from The Little Mermaid, and y'all tested me on that once. Y'all paid me money to sing half of a song on here from The Little Mermaid, and I did. So y'all know I ain't capping you. But point is, Disney has just sold itself out. That's what it is. They have lost the heart that made them Disney.
I wouldn't even say they sold themselves out. They just gave themselves up because they're not even making good money off of it anymore.
Right. It's become a sham. It's no longer about it. They are being paid by their EDP stories or whatever they're called, whatever that term is. They're being paid by constituents and investors who want to see their politics expressed. They don't care about their community or the people who used to love their work. They don't care about integrity. They're going to create what they think they want to see. They're going to create what they think is on the right side of history.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly frank, it's a sham. It is an absolute sham. ESG, thank you, Aaron. ESG scores, yes.
For those who don't know what ESG is, it's basically constituents and investors will give you money as long as you keep a certain degree of diversity in your films.
Diversity, woke up, basically, there's multiple things that go into an ESG score, but one of the big things is like how progressive you are.
Right. Like whether or not you're being diverse or woke or that kind of nonsense. And so I can't stand it, but I hope that I answered your question. And back to what was said, Insomniac said Eddie Brock isn't Venom. When they unveiled concept art of Peter and Miles fighting Venom, I think it's either Harry or Craven. It would make... Why can't it be Eddie Brock?
What's wrong with Eddie?
Eddie was fine. But the problem I have, and I hope that you're right, I hope it's not Peter who stays Venom, but even if Peter doesn't say Venom, I'm almost certain they're going to end it with Peter saying, it's time for me to hang up the mask, and, like, Miles, you're now Spider-Man. And if he does that, I will just kiss Spider-Man goodbye, because clearly Spider-Man's dead too. They killed Captain America, they killed Iron Man, now they're killing Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was the only Marvel character I really loved. I'm mad. I'm mad at them for what they're doing to Peter. They basically, and I'll be real honest, I know a lot of people say, oh, but we like Miles, we like Into the Spider-Verse, that kind of stuff. I've never watched Into the Spider-Verse. I have no desire to watch Into the Spider-Verse. I don't care for Miles. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And if you like him, I'm not telling you not to like him. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you not to like him. But I am sick of Miles Morales. I'm sick of this tokenization of every good hero. It shows how lacking in creativity the creators are these days. No, we can't give you a unique black or female hero. No, screw that. We're going to take the hero you like because they have a lot of fans and just remake them as dark-skinned or woman or gay, and you must still like them because you like the original. That's all it is, right? It doesn't have anything to do with their character or their own unique struggles. No. Just, he's Spider-Man. You will obviously like him because you like Spider-Man. You only like the fighty bits. And I'm going to release a video about this. I'm going to be answering this in my upcoming video tomorrow for my question of the day. My update video tomorrow. Go check it out. I'm going to be answering this question. But I feel like one of the problems that we have is Marvel and DC and all these others have forgotten what a hero is. They have genuinely forgotten what a hero is. A hero is not just someone who does the cool fighty things. They're not the ones who cause the big explosions. They're not the ones who say the cool one-liners. They're the ones who protect people. They're the ones who save the weak. They're the ones who defend others. But they don't care about that anymore. They just care about, oh, he's Spooderman. He do the fun webby stuff. Doesn't matter about with great power comes great responsibility, which was a key aspect to Peter Parker's character. You just like the webby stuff. If we just do the webby stuff with Black Man now, you still like, right? You still be okay with that if we do that, right? No, I won't. No, I won't. I'll call that an absolute cop and sellout. I'll call that a token and tell you to go screw yourself. And this has nothing to do with me liking or disliking black people. I know someone's going to say, you don't like Miles because he's black. If you say that, then you're an idiot. And you haven't listened to a word I've said. And the problem is there are idiots out there. There are plenty of black heroes that I adore. Static Shock, shoot, dang it, Blade, Spawn, John Stewart. And I'd even say John Stewart is a token, but at least they made him somewhat unique. And to be fair, I didn't grow up with Hal Jordan. I grew up with John Stewart.
Not the guy from The Daily Show.
Does Spawn count as a hero and an anti-villain? He's an anti-hero.
He's an anti-hero, but dang it if he ain't cool. Because you can't look at Spawn and the nonsense he gets up to and go, that's not fun. Spawn's fun for all ages right there.
But that's the thing. I'm so sick of them just replacing characters that exist just for diversity points. Do you know they didn't make Miles because they honestly wanted to make a unique and fun character? They even admitted, the producer even admitted it. We like Peter Parker, but we thought, what if we made him biracial? That's all there is.
Mm-hmm. And I think the final straw for me with Miles was when they like, oh yeah, by the way, we made a version of him where he's Thor too.
Yeah, and then of course there's the Miles Morales game, the Miles Morales DLC game that came out, where they basically ended the big fight where Miles flies off with this guy from Harlem telling the news, that's our Spider-Man. I'm like, screw you.
It's like, here's the thing. I thought like Spider-Man was just like every New Yorker's like. That was kind of like their hero, the New Yorker, but now you have to.
Remember,
it's ironic, like they just segregated, like Marvel just segregated themselves.
Remember how in this first Spider-Man movie, the Sam Raimi one, where when Spider's being attacked by a goblin on the bridge, all the New Yorkers start throwing stuff at him, saying, "If you mess with the Spider, you mess with New York." And there was a black guy and a white guy yelling this. See, that was the thing. Spider-Man united everyone because they could all respect their hero. They all loved their hero. In fact, Goblin even said that. In spite of everything you've done for them, they'll hate you. Why bother? And Peter proved they love me because of what I've done for them.
And yet, ironically, Goblin's words are becoming more and more true.
Yeah.
Didn't Stan make an appearance in Beyond the Spider-Verse? I don't see how, unless it was pre-recorded.
I really don't care if he made an appearance or not. I think Stan Lee would be disappointed in this. I really do.
Didn't he like lay down specific guidelines for how he wanted Peter written from now on?
Yeah, he basically said you can do whatever you want with Spider-Man, but Peter Parker has to stay white, straight, and male. And people called him hateful for that, and bigoted, and racist, and sexist. But he didn't say anything about Miles. I think he basically just said Miles is Miles. Deal with it. You know, he just basically said. That is Miles. He's not Peter, he's Miles. And so what they've decided to do now, since Stan can't stop them, is Miles is just better than Peter.
I don't see why they don't just do a Bat Family thing. Why replace Peter when you can make a character who is similar or share a city? We got Batgirl, Batwing, Batwoman, Robin, Red Hood, etc.
Yeah, I mean, you could do a Spider Family scenario. I mean, it wouldn't be exactly what I'd want. I'd prefer just have Peter Parker be Peter Parker. I don't even like the Bat Family setup, to be honest with you. I think, you know what, keep Nightwing in his own city, keep Robin if you want to keep Robin. I don't really care for Batgirl. I just like Batman as Batman, and I like Peter Parker as Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about the Bat Family is, I understand it can grade ahead of time, but the thing is, each one of them is their own unique character. Nightwing is different from Batman. Red Hood is drastically different from Batman. They share similar motifs and things, but they are different characters on the whole.
Okay, V1, you're quoting Stan Lee's line without understanding what he meant by it. Stan Lee was explaining why he made Spider-Man have a mask that covers his whole face, and his reason was because anyone could see themselves in the mask. He wasn't saying, oh, anyone could be Spider-Man, that's totally fine. No, he's saying anyone could see themselves in the mask, anyone could relate to him, because one of the reasons Stan Lee loved Spider-Man so much is because he saw so much of himself in Spider-Man. Just a kid who had a lot of responsibility thrown on him that he wasn't ready for, but he rose to the occasion and did what no one else could expect him to do. But now everyone takes that quote and just says, no, we can do whatever we want with Spider-Man because Stan Lee said anyone can be in the mask. It's not what he meant. Stan Lee said clearly in his guidelines, Peter Parker must be blank. He must be white, male, straight. He was clear on that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. I think people misuse that all the time. And besides, let's say that he did. Let's say that he never said that line. Let's be real honest to all my black viewers in the audience. Would you be okay knowing that the Hollywood world, the comic book making world, they are incapable of making unique characters of your skin tone? They must instead take existing white characters and make them your skin tone because they're so lacking in creativity and so honestly racist towards you. They can't think of anything positive to make about someone of your race other than to say, this white guy was pretty cool. Let's make him black and he'll still be cool.
You can have the secondhand scraps.
You can just get the secondhand scraps. You don't need to put forth any effort to make a character that is uniquely yours. To me, that is the biggest insult. Like, and I don't just say this to black people, I say this to women too. Any women in my audience, besides Hannah, I know Hannah, you're here, but any other women in my audience, do you want the Hollywood media or conglomerate to just say, you know what, women can't be good superheroes. We'll just take a male and make them a woman, and you'll just like that because honestly, who would want anything else?
They're asking, what is our favorite live-action Spider-Man movie?
Oh, gosh. Gotta be either the first or second Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
God, those are both so good. They're campy, they're silly, but God, they're so good.
I know, but Green Goblin is just so...
William Dafoe as Green Goblin is cash money. And then, of course, I forget his name as an actor, but the guy who played Doc Ock.
Oh, he did wonderful.
Dude, he was sick. He was so wonderful. I didn't really care for the third one all that much, but there were a few things about it I liked.
Yeah, I wish we had more Venom in that.
Yeah, Venom was way better than Harry as Hobgoblin.
I think there's a common criticism with, like, I think they did too much in that one. Like, they should have, like, spread it out.
Yeah, for sure. They should.
I honestly think the best villain, I think, out of that one, I think was Sandman.
Sandman was actually pretty likable. The problem is they were trying to add, like, way too much going on. That's what they didn't like.
Oh, no, I like Spider-Man 3, too. It's just not as good as the previous.
Oh, yeah, Spider-Man 3, I still enjoyed it, but it's just not good as the first two. And you asked us which one was our favorite.
Yep.
You didn't ask which ones we liked. You said which was our favorite. And no, I don't hate the Amazing Spider-Man or the Tom Holland Spider-Mans. I don't hate them. My biggest problem with the Amazing Spider-Man one is, okay, I know that people are like, oh, but he's the cocky Spider-Man, he's the wisecracking Spider-Man. Yeah, but I prefer the nerdy Spider-Man. I prefer the, like, geeky Spider-Man, the kind of campy one, the silly one, you know?
I think someone put it best, like, Andrew Garfield shouldn't have been used to play, like, Peter in high school. He should have been him in college.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then, as for Tom Holland, people make fun of him because he's just basically an Iron Man sidekick. I understand that, and I do hate it because I'm tired of every Marvel movie now having to tie into all the others. I want them to just be their own movies from now on.
Honestly, after Endgame, I really was less interested in how everything cross-connects. But honestly, I think Andrew Garfield, at least for the look, has the best look. Like, he looks most like Peter Parker to me.
Right. But yeah, that's my perspective on that.
How did that go?
From the wife, I'm so sick of this question. I don't care if the character has tits or not. Don't half-ass the story. Stop assassinating characters. Hey, your wife's on point there. You know, your wife very much on point. I think that it's sad. Like, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I'm responding to organized chaos.
No, we still have our sanity intact.
You know, we still have some of our residual sanity left over.
But yes,
I'm surprised we're still on this match. We're defenders, not attackers.
Which means it's an enjoyable match.
But yeah, so ranted on Spider-Man. Sorry about that. Had to go off.
That's great. Rant on Spooderman.
Hey Raven, what if Dracula went to America instead of Britain? Given the time period, probably wouldn't have turned out quite. It probably would have turned out very similar.
What's actually interesting is in, like, the New England, New York area back in, like, the mid-19th century, there was a vampire scare because there were charlatans running around claiming that, oh, you're suffering from tuberculosis? That's not tuberculosis. You're just being eaten by a vampire. Did anybody in your family die recently?
Right.
Yeah. It's like, go dig them up. Like, oh my gosh, there's blood coming from their mouth. They must be a vampire. Yeah, ignore that's a natural part of decay.
What are your thoughts on Spider-Gwen? Personally, one is enough. No Gwenpool or Wolverine. Okay, here's my thoughts on Spider-Gwen. Her design is really cool. I like the hood design kind of thing. We don't need her. Here's the thing. She hasn't been pushed as hard as Miles, so I guess my rage for her is not quite as there as Miles. But everyone keeps talking about Miles, so I get really angry in that regard. But with Gwen, I don't get angry. I just get kind of like, why does she exist? Yeah, like, cool design, neat look. I like the hood kind of look. It's really neat. I like the white spider look. That's kind of neat. I don't like it. Peter's still Spider-Man.
I mean, I kind of look at it like this. Like, you guys know that there's, like, one DC alternate universe. I know, surprise, a DC alternate universe where Bruce Wayne died, his mom went crazy, and his father became the Batman. I like how they just kept that in that own universe. They didn't have that Thomas Wayne crossover in almost every iteration of Batman henceforth. That's the thing. It's like, well, it's an alternate universe, but that universe keeps bleeding over into this one.
But yeah, so there you go. We talked about Spider-Man. I've lost my mind on that. Sorry about that. Turning your Bibles to Romans chapter 3.
Spider-Gwen, I accept. Name needs some work, though. Yeah, that does the truth. Like, who are you? I'm Spider-Gwen. Okay, we gotta look out for a woman whose name is Gwen.
Yeah. Noted. Thomas Wayne Batman did step into canon Batman. He did.
Oh, gosh.
Damn it.
Stay in your lane.
You know what? That's another thing I hate. And Spider-Man does this way too often, but every comic now seems to do it, I gotta admit. I hate multiverses. I hate multiverses. I hate it. I hate them. Can't you tell stories within the universe you've made? No, we can't. We can't do that. We're too lacking in creativity. We can't possibly work with this obvious blueprint we've been handed. Let's instead make a new universe and tell a new story because we just can't fathom that other things may happen in this world.
I swear, DC, every other week, all right, we need a new comic. What do we do? Okay, hear me out. No, an alternate universe where Superman does X, or Superman grew up in X. Because we've had Superman as a communist, Superman as a Nazi. We've had Superman as the bad guy. We've had Superman as the bad guy in a different color. We've had Superman as the bad guy in a different flavor of the week.
The last comment said, "This Spider-Verse is my favorite Spider-Man movie." I'm glad you like it.
Have fun with that.
You say it's gorgeous animation. It looks like it. Phenomenal storytelling. Okay, I'll take your word for it. And most of all, respect they show to the history of Spider-Man. Gotta disagree with you on that one, considering how they kind of shit on Peter apparently in the new one. And apparently, like, Peter just effing dies, and the Peter that Miles goes out to find is a washed-up has-been. That's not respect to the original Spider-Man, but okay. If you enjoy it, I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm thrilled, in fact, that you enjoy it. I don't like it. I don't like Miles. I do not like Miles. I think he's a token for all the wrong reasons. He's the little token that did.
Aaron, do you think the Aztec here is going to have feet where he uses an atlatl?
I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't put it past him.
It's possible. Hey, Raven and Laura, people on Twitter were saying Gwen is trans because the colors in the same.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah,
we know about that. And who is it that the video's like, okay, now they're at a weird crossroads?
Raven, what would you write as a new superhero from Marvel? Like, you want me to make a new superhero? Thomas de Leon, the Dragon Knight.
I knew we were coming to that.
I've already made him. He already exists. I've already made a new Marvel superhero, and I've been building him up for months.
Yep.
Thomas de Leon, my new Marvel superhero. I've already made him. I've got his backstory down. Hannah and I have been talking about him for a while. She's even drawn a picture of his early concept. So yeah, Thomas de Leon, my boy, the Dragon Knight.
I like alternate universes. Lets comics write a different story that couldn't be done in canon without making sense or mass contradictions, though I will say some ideas should just stay ideas. And that's the thing. If it was just like one or two and once in a while sort of things, yeah, I'd be okay with that. But the problem is DC for a while, it's like that seems like they only push it. And I think part of it is just like the success of Injustice, but they went whole hog on it. But yeah. I understand why some people like them, because sometimes it's like, hey, this is a fun thought experiment, like the what-ifs, if you will. But sometimes the what-ifs aren't always written well, and sometimes it's like, okay, that's enough what-ifs, let's go with the what actually is going on. But no, I get where you're coming from there. I don't mind the occasional one-off story with an alternate timeline, but for the love of all that is holy, keep it rare. If every third story of the production line is one, it loses trump. There you go. And I've had conversations with people that just can't keep track of them. Like, they're going, well, didn't Batman do this and that? Like, no, that was an alternate timeline. Like, oh. It's like they can't keep track of it. That's the problem. Like, what is even the canon timeline anymore? We don't know. Raven, now you must make a DC supervillain. Ooh. That might take a little bit more time. Unless you just want to put in Boalok.
Boalok, yeah, Boalok works. Boalok is my DC supervillain.
For those of you that don't know, please look into The Tale of Tomiki.
Because I canonically brought Tomiki in contact with the Justice League.
Hmm?
If Disney catches wind of Thomas de Leon, you guys better make sure Disney stays in the fragging lane. Oh, if Disney actually had any interest in Thomas de Leon and adding him to the Marvel Universe, I would say, all right, but I get to be the producer. I get to sit in on this.
And that's the reason why I read manga and not comics. You have so many universes to keep track of. Yep. And reboots. Don't forget the never-ending reboots.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't want Disney to get wind of Thomas de Leon because he's too good for them. Thomas is too good for them.
How about DreamWorks?
DreamWorks will negotiate. Negotiable. We'll negotiate with DreamWorks. But Thomas is too good for Disney right now. Because honestly, Lark and I were talking, if we inserted Thomas into just 3 Marvel movies, we would have fixed the movies.
Hey Raven and Lark, what do you think is the worst Marvel comic? For me, I think the worst is What If Miles Morales is Thor. That's definitely up.
Yeah, that's up there. That's a really
Which they just made him a stereotype black person. There's that. There was also like this very short X-Men comic where this self-righteous mutant, whose apparently ability was like communicating with animals or something, finds like a sea turtle that is dying because it's swallowed a plastic bag.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And he swallows the plastic bag, and instead of, trying to reach in and pull the plastic bag out, just lets it die, cries for it, pulls out the plastic bag after the turtle dies, finds out the supermarket where it came from, goes in there, just a clerk, minding his own dang business, just working the grind, just working his typical, 9 to 5 shift, trying to make some money for the family. She comes in, slits his throat, and is like, there, that was for revenge. Like, he likely didn't do that. It was probably some random customer just threw it out the side of the road. He probably had nothing to do with it. You just murked an innocent man.
But yeah, Thomas could fix Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. He could fix Captain America: Civil War, and he could fix, what was the other one? Well, there was another one I knew he could fix. I'm trying to remember it. The Black Widow movie.
Well, again, it's just inserting almost any of the other Marvel players would fix the black.
Well, yeah, add any Marvel character.
They're like, where was Iron Man?
But no, Thomas could have fixed all those problems. Thomas would have saved the effing day in the Multiverse of Madness movie. Why didn't Doctor Strange call him? He could have dealt with Wanda in one shot. How would he fix them? Thomas DeLeon is like, I don't think I've talked about him in any stream yet. If I have, I don't remember it. Thomas DeLeon is a character I made who is basically a witch killer. He is basically, the story I made was that a long time ago, back in the medieval days, there was an order called the Dragon's Order, a knight order. And they were founded by a literal dragon, one of the last dragons, and through its flames they were able to forge armor and weapons that were a counter to sorcery and magic. And so as long as the knight wore the armor and used the weapons, they could counter almost any form of magic. What happened, though, was they were betrayed by one of their own who wanted to live forever, and the witches promised him immortality in exchange for his assistance, and he turned on them. Somehow he was frozen in time thanks to the magic, because they wanted to lock the castle of the Dragon Order away so that it would never be found. And they locked it away in time and space, but another witch who wanted to learn a way to stop her own kind, because they've been up to something very shady, goes to the castle and releases the charms so that she could potentially use it to find a solution to the problem. And in the process, she wakes up Thomas, the last of his kind, and he now has his duty again to stop the witches from doing what they're going to do. But now he's in the modern day, doesn't quite understand everything in it. He's kind of a Captain America setup, except Captain America came from World War II, and Thomas comes from the medieval period, but his armor and weapons are still very much counter to magic. So I'd love to see, instead of Iron Man calling in Spider-Man to help in the Captain America Civil War, what if when he's facing off against Wanda, he calls in Thomas, and Thomas pops in and just wrecks her shit. But the difference is, Thomas is not like the Batman philosophy of, I don't want to kill you.
Very medieval philosophy.
No, he's like, no, you're a threat. I'm going to kill you unless something very special happens to stop me.
Yeah. Oh, and the person I was referring to in the comic earlier was apparently Nature Girl.
Whatever.
Whatever, yep. But there's also a question they're asking if Thomas DeLeon was from Spain. I thought you said he was...
No, he was not from Spain. He was from...
Well, the base was in Scotland.
The base was in the Highlands of Scotland, yes. I
always thought it was almost Frankish.
Yeah, I could see him as... Well, De Leon is a Frankish name.
Yeah, but there is the Kingdom of Leon and the Iberian Peninsula, so I think that's where the confusion is. But you gotta love them Norman knights. Why is my childhood being spat on? Because money, that's why. Lork, what do you think of Hydra from the comics? What depends on the comic, because sometimes they're random just neo-Nazis, other times there's some other kind of organization bent on control, other times they're Jordan Peterson stand-ins because the author has no creativity, and other times they have mind control and time warping capabilities to make Captain America a Nazi.
Raven, you should write a book. B1, do you know anything about me at all? How much of my videos do you even watch? Did you know I have a whole channel dedicated to writing advice and writing critiques? Because I am a published author. I have written books. I am continuing to write books. I've been writing books since high school.
You used to do comics, too.
Yes, I used to draw comics as well. I do write books.
But what about novella? Just get one of my Maximilians to solo Cat, Panther, and Wanda.
Hey, Raven and Laura, do you have any plans on live streaming that one DC MMO?
There's a DC MMO.
What's a DC MMO?
Like, is it like a Batman?
I know nothing about it. I know nothing about this.
So, since we don't know anything about it, you can rest assured we don't currently have plans to live stream it.
Oh, anyways, what can you tell me about the new Indiana Jones? That I haven't seen it and it looks terrible.
And I probably won't see it because, you know what?
It's just another Kathleen Kennedy self-insert fanfic.
Pretty much. Yep.
But yeah, so now I'm explaining Thomas de Leon. And I had one person ask if his nemesis could be someone with Jotun blood. Thomas de Leon's nemesis is actually his the one who betrayed the Night Order. I forgot what I named him. I need to go back and look at my notes.
Greg.
It's called DC Universe Online. I have not heard of this.
Right now I'm listening to you guys while trudging through Persona Fusion task and Twin Wardens giving you Persona. Oh gosh. Gotta grind that. Gotta grind those reputations there, Lorcath. At this point, if it's not coming out of Japan, I'll probably give it a pass. I don't agree with that, but I completely understand where you're coming from in that at the same time.
Hey, Raymond Lork, what's your favorite assassin from Assassin's Creed? Ezio, for me.
Definitely Ezio.
Ezio's the best. Second runner-up, though, because Ezio's kind of an obvious pick. Xiao Jun, because I have a feeling she would have made a great game character. She would have made an awesome Assassin's Creed game character, right, Lord?
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't do it.
Well, that doesn't exist, but it doesn't exist! Honestly, after we get done with the tier list, after we get done with Valhalla, you or I may need to go back and do like an Assassin's Creed tier list on just the mainline assassins.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that might be very different from how like the games actually turn out. Like Ezio's still going to probably rank high. Altair will probably rank higher than his game.
Probably. Because I like Altair.
Yeah. Bayek will also probably rank higher than his game.
More than likely. Is Thomas Leon's story on your second channel, Raven? If so, I'll give it a listen. It's not there yet. I'll move it eventually. It's a slow process of moving stuff over. I can't just send everything over at once.
DC Universe was fun for a few weeks until all its new content was behind a paywall. Yeah, that's a big problem with MMOs. And I'm always of the opinion, like, I'd rather just pay up front and then just grind in the game rather than having to constantly go through paywall after paywall. Actually, could they do Assassin's Creed game during the Three Kingdoms period? That'd be a
great idea. Too bad they're incompetent morons at Ubisoft who don't understand what we want to see.
Yep. Well, they think they know, and sometimes they scratch the surface like, hey, would you like to see an Assassin's Creed game about Vikings? Yeah, I guess. Would you like it to be about Vikings? Yeah, I'd like it about Vikings. What if we made it about the actual the Aesir? I'd rather just be about Vikings, too bad.
See, my issue with Assassin's Creed Valhalla and most new Assassin's Creed games today is they're not about Assassins or Templars anymore. They've even taken away the name Assassins and Templars. They're now called the Hidden Ones and the Order of the Ancients. And I'm like, screw you! I did not sign on for the Hidden Ones versus the Order of the Ancients. I signed on for Assassins and Templars. And then it's like, oh, don't worry, we still have things that connect, like,
Don't
you know, the Isu. That group that no one gives two damns about. I guarantee if anyone actually plays Assassin's Creed hoping for the next, oh, I can't wait to hear about the Isu, I'm going to say, what are you smoking? It must be nice. Can't stand it.
Yep. Most people don't care about the Animus. Most people don't care about the Isu. We just want our historical action game, man. Come on.
I enjoyed the Animus stuff when it was Desmond Miles because he was interesting. He was kind of a good character.
Yep. Like I was invested in Desmond because that's kind of what helped draw us in. But then after Desmond died, it's kind of like just be done with the Animus altogether. Because now with the way the format is, they have to find some Isu thing that ties the plot together, and that just isn't as good in my opinion. Like it's compelling enough to have two underground organizations be fighting for the control of mankind. You don't need a magical space alien nonsense for it to keep my attention. It's ridiculous. Hey, Raven, weird question but would a lycanthrope or a vampire work in For Honor due to the Draconite corruption or the fact that we have the outfits? Could that be possible? Looking to write a legend like this.
I mean, I made Yoroguma work. Sure, if you think it'll work, just try to keep it believable.
Mm-hmm. So more 30 Days of Night vampire rather than, say, Dracula vampire. There was this game called A Blood of Heroes and it has similar For Honor combat style, but it was more Norse and Celtic. Well, more Norse Celtic fantasy. It looked awesome, sadly there wasn't enough players. Yeah, I've seen a couple of good games lose just because they didn't get enough attention early on. Remember when AC was mostly about realistic without fantastic BS? And I think that's the problem with a lot of the fantastic BS. They don't want to go whole hog into it.
Well, the problem I have with it is I can no longer believe that Assassin's Creed is real. Like the idea was you're supposed to kind of see how this could work in real life. I can't even believe that. Want to know why? In the most recent one, Valhalla, the one that I've been playing, when you start, they did the same thing with Odyssey. You pick whether one you play as a male or female. But with Odyssey, they had the clever idea of saying one is the brother, one is the sister, and if you play as the brother, then the sister is the enemy. If you play as a sister, then the brother's the enemy. That's fair. I can work with that. That's okay. But in this one, you can switch your gender of Eivor at any time, meaning that the gender that you play as has absolutely no relevance, which tells me, oh, so it's not real. None of it's real. If I could imagine that, like I'm reliving history. Oh wait, yesterday I was a boy, now I'm a chick. It doesn't matter. See, I've been taken out of it. I'm now like, oh well, obviously this is a game then. This is not actual history. This is not even deliberating of what actual history could have been. This is just a game.
Yep. And another problem is, like, well, we know none of the mythology or none of the fantasy, none of that is real. It's just Isu nonsense, which again takes me out of the thing. And that's the thing. Like, if you want to make a fantasy game, make a fantasy game. If you want to make a sort of a more grounded, realistic game, make that. Like, there was this problem that came in when, like, Total War released Total War Troy, how they tried to do the truth behind the myth. They tried to just go halfway, and people didn't like it because the people that wanted a fantasy didn't get enough of it, and the people that wanted more real history didn't get what they wanted either because it was too fantastical for them. So quit trying to go the middle ground and either go and make a fantasy series or make Assassin's Creed.
Still.
When did Eivor become a changeling? Since the writers at Ubisoft became hacks. I made my warmonger a vampire. If you were going to make a vampire, warmonger would be a good fit. Draconite gave her immortality, increased her strength, durability, and speed due to the only two she can survive is by consuming blood and corrupting enemies. Very Warhammer-esque. I like it.
But I think my other issue is, one of the other problems I have with Valhalla is they make all the Saxons, all the Christians, well, okay, not all of them, but a lot of them look like incompetent, idiotic doofuses. And I'm like, they were not all incompetent, idiotic doofuses. I'm like, get a grip, Ubisoft.
They just hate England. I shouldn't be
They
surprised.
just hate England, and they hate Christians, apparently, because Christianity always gets shat on in their games.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Like, no.
I refuse! They still could have gone with the thing if they don't exactly remember the gender of the hero, other than that was just a hero who won them the day. But that's the problem, like, we have their DNA.
Oh, man. Like, that's the issue. Like, we have their DNA, and they literally showed the skeleton of Eivor at the end. You know we can tell a gender based on the skeleton structure, right?
Like, what are they trying to imply? They had Klinefelter syndrome?
Yeah.
It's weird. Remember when the most fantastical part of Assassin's Creed was that there was a powerful artifact that you could only use for 3.5 seconds in a situation where the history book's not recording it made sense? Yeah, those are better days.
Back to a better day.
But even then, I also got irritated with her. Like, I will say, like, the worst part of Assassin's Creed 2 is, like, when we's like, oh, by the way, the sun's the actual enemy. It's like, oh, great.
Again, I repeat what I said. Remember when the game was about assassins and Templars?
Yeah.
They're not even about that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Hidden ones in the Order of the Ancients, because that's what I want to see in my Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah. Just read the room, Ubi. Read the room. If there's no Animus, I think it could work. Oh, it could most definitely work. Because the Animus was a unique niche idea, but the problem is the Animus is just, we don't need it anymore. Because you didn't come because you were writing an Animus. You came because there was a cool story to be had in history. And the Animus is just a gateway to that. You could find another gateway to do it. Not to mention the existence of the Animus in now modern day has a lot of implications that could be very interesting. Like, instead of having somebody testify in a courtroom, hook them up to an Animus and relive their memories to actually see what happens, see if they're telling the truth or lying. I want to see those repercussions discussed, but no, apparently we're just using it for entertainment purposes.
Hey, Raven, have priests in history been evil? Yeah, there have been some.
Rodrigo Borgia.
Rodrigo Borgia was a very evil man, and he became Pope.
Yep, because...
Not one of the smarter decisions of the church.
Well, but you gotta understand, the Vatican back in the day was heavily political. They were even like, what would you do if you had an Animus? Honestly, I think it'd be cool to see some of the ancestors. Like, we apparently are related to Charlemagne and people like Mark Antony, so that would be interesting to see.
Was Apollyon a Christian? She said that she didn't really buy into the stuff that they said in the sermons, so I doubt it.
There was a pirate pope. The more you know.
Yar har, I am the Pope.
Just doesn't have the same ring to it. You just roll up on a coastal city. I heard you didn't come to confessional this week, so we're gonna blast you. It's time to kidnap Ubi so we can send them to Ubisoft so we can get an AC with Charlemagne.
Did she have a religion, and what would it be? Her religion was war.
I guess corn. Tomorrow's my 18th birthday. Well, happy early birthday, Joining Brett.
The one Pope is real!
Pirate Pope isn't real. Pirate Pope can't hurt you, Pirate Pope rolling up on the coastline. Back in the day, he says, like, the Vatican isn't really, like, its own modern day. Like, I'm referring, like, when it was the Papal States. Like, when it wasn't, like, it was larger than just, like, a 1 square mile. Like, back when they controlled all of central Italy until the 1870s. I find it hard to believe it.
I'm gonna be king of the Vatican! Come aboard and bring along all your heresies.
I don't know how to feel about a pirate, folks. Oda, how come you haven't done that yet? Get on.
First of all, war is not a religion, and 2, corn is also not a religion anymore.
Are you implying corn
I'm
was a
sorry,
religion?
you claim to worship the Norse gods, and you say war isn't a religion? Explain Valhalla to me. You idiot. I'm sorry, what more do you want me to say?
Also, there is Ares, the god of war.
Ares, Ares, the god of
Athena,
war.
the god of war. Sparta even made Aphrodite a god of war. Or goddess.
Like, war can totally be something you worship. I am amazed by you right now.
I also said corn and not corn.
Yeah.
Yep. Furthermore, I was making a joke. All I'll say is this: if the Des makes the Aztec another dang hybrid, I'm gonna curse them with hangnails and keep peeling them until they come.
Ugh!
Yeah. Wishing hangnails on someone. Come on, man. What's next? You're gonna wish that you have wet socks and step on a Lego? We're keeping it civil here. Mars, the god of war of Rome. Yeah, Mars was a very big deal in Rome. Like Ares, not too much of a big deal in Greece, but Mars was definitely a big deal. Raven, you are the goat of YouTube? Aw.
I'm the goat of YouTube. Man!
Does that mean you're gonna fight a troll on a bridge one day?
Yes! Billy Goat's Gruff. Absolutely base childhood story.
Gosh, I remember Billy Goat's Gruff.
Does that mean Apollyon was a pagan? No, she probably just didn't believe in any god. She probably didn't believe in any god because she didn't see the need for it.
She was probably agnostic or atheistic.
Right. She probably was not a pagan. She probably just didn't know what she believed or didn't think there was anything to believe in. She never brought up her faith. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Who's gonna tell him the title of the Great Escape?
And that's the game he's been ranting and raving about. Oh, good lord.
I wish they made Astria more tied to Horkos instead of their, oh yeah, here's a blessing from Horkos every blue moon. Yeah, that would be interesting to actually explore that as an actual cult. Apollyon, the first edgy Reddit atheist. Not even that insufferable. Have you guys ever played Dante's Inferno? I've seen clips. I actually watched the anime based off of it, but I have not actually played the game.
I have never played the games. I haven't had a lot of desire to.
There's only one.
Oh, there is? Oh, okay. Well, I've never played it.
Yep. The anime was trippy.
Trippy! I know that there's a guy named Dante, and there's a guy named Virgil. That's all I know.
Yeah, it's weird because like in the anime, like the art style kept changing like with every like 2 or 3 levels or so. And so one time's like you have Virgil, like he looks like the Roman you would expect him, and then suddenly he looks like he's like a Shinigami from Death Note. You're like, what the heck?
Raven, have you considered playing God of War Ragnarok? No, the first game was fine, but it wasn't enough to make me want to play the next one. Besides, I don't really like the way that they've kind of messed with Norse mythology in that game. Like, it just... It's not... I'm sure it's a good game, but just because it's good doesn't necessarily mean I want to play it.
Mm-hmm. Hey Raven, which monster do you think will win a fight? A Cerberus or a Chimera?
Depends on the kind of Chimera.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to go with Cerberus because Cerberus is a specific type of monster and so powerful that he's literally the guard dog of the underworld.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. Because Cerberus hasn't been killed yet.
Yep.
He's just been put to sleep.
And Hercules, I think, once played fetch with him or something. I still love that Cerberus, the little Greek translation, is Spot. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Like, the Lord of the Underworld named his dog Spot. That's kind of hilarious.
The more you learn about Hades, the more you realize he's just a goober. And we love
What if
him.
Satan named his guard dog Spot or Fluffy or something?
Did someone mention Devil May Cry? Different than Ty. Jackpot, I know a little bit of DMC. Let's see. Princess the Guardian of Hell.
Princess the Guardian of Hell. Like, welcome to hell. Don't even try to escape or you'll be torn apart by Princess. Like, there's this poodle. Like, I'm terrified.
I know. It's like,
now, for you, though, Lark, it'd be a Cocker Spaniel, wouldn't it?
yeah, we don't need to go into that. I got the scars, man. I got scars. Out of curiosity, Hades from the Disney movie?
Oh, I love Hades from the Disney movies. He's awesome.
Is he mythologically accurate? No, but very little from there is like Zeus being a loving family man. We know that ain't right. Alright, but like as a villain though, Hades is hilarious. What is the most disrespectful game you've ever played? Like it felt like it insulted you in a kind of way?
Ooh. Shoot, that's a good question. I know we have been insulted by a game, but I can't remember what it was right
I
now.
felt pretty insulted playing Syndicate.
Yeah, Syndicate was kind of insulting.
3 also was very insulting, particularly the way they portrayed a lot of the Founding Fathers.
Syndicate was one of the first games I tried to get a refund on. I was so mad at it.
I wasn't insulted so much, but I was livid when I played Imperator Rome. Yeah, that made me like just rage with like how the mechanics worked with that. I hear it's been fixed, but Lord, I was angry. Assassin's Creed 3 barely remastered, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
There was somebody that actually commented. Like I made the point in like when we did the review or the ranking that like never try and send out a naval mission for trading. It'll get hijacked regardless. So I was like, well, that's why you got to bump up and do the naval missions to. Like, so it's protected 100%. It's like, I did. And it still got raided. Absolutely ridiculous.
Marvel's Avengers also disappointed me to some extent. I'll admit that.
You know, I'm actually going to have to go with Assassin's Creed 3, because I remember being insulted with how they handled, because, like, you're finally, like, I was, like, because that's one of the reasons I was so hyped for Assassin's Creed 3. It's like, I thought there was a chance, like, since there's a lot of stuff that happens in South Carolina, I thought they might touch my home state a little bit. It's like, oh, you don't go there directly? Oh, okay, I guess that's fine. Oh, by the way, guess what? Like, one of your backcountry heroes that you've done research projects on? Yeah? Yeah, he's a bad guy. And just offhanded. Like, why?
Yeah.
It's like, you didn't even make him a cool bad guy. You just said, nah, he's not good. Lee, bring me Charles Lee. Yes. Assassin's Creed 3, the quest for Charles Lee.
Hey Raven and Lauren, did you guys ever play the game called Rise, Son of Rome?
Mark did.
Oh, did I? Is that game historically accurate? No. Was it fun? Yes. It's like, when did Nero have 2 children? I don't know. I don't care. I get to kill him.
I still like that one comment who said, oh, Raven, don't you think you're being too pro-American to get bothered by these portrayals? As if you aren't a hardcore Southern patriot getting spit on. You know what? To that, I would argue this. Imagine if someone made a historical game about your country and pissed on every major figure you admired. And then I would ask you, don't you think that you're a little too pro-blank your country? Don't you think you shouldn't be overreacting to this?
Like, I don't even mind that they criticize my country. I just want there to be a good counter-argument to it. Like, you had Sean Hastings ranting and raving about how, like, don't you think it's hypocritical of the Founding Fathers to do X, Y, and Z? And it's like, all right, Desmond, hit him back. And Desmond doesn't hit back. Like, come on. I'd like to, like, if you're going to bring up this argument, at least have a good counterpoint.
Well, that's one thing I liked about the original Ezio games. You know, you can have debates about the two sides of things. Like the idea of, we assassins believe this, but we Templars believe this, you know, and have a conflict, like have a discussion. Doesn't matter where you end on the end of the day, at least there's clearly a discussion. In 3, they never even did that because Connor didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I got a text message. Hold on.
Yep.
What's this about?
Sean showed up before we throw you out of the bay, too. Yep.
Screw Sean. Oh, it's Jay, my boy Jay.
Jay.
Oh, he's telling me about his new song, Accuser.
Oh, he's accusing it.
Yeah.
Rise, Son of Rome is criminally underrated. I think the problem with Rise, Son of Rome is like this, the same problem I have with the Force Unleashed 2. It's too short. I know some people, like, it was designed to show off the graphic capacity of the Xbox One, and which it did great, by the way, but gosh, I love Rise, Son of Rome. Like, and I wish there was more to it. Like, can you imagine, like, if they made a sequel, like, during, like, the Crisis of the Third Century? Would that not be awesome? That would be so much fun.
Being an American so proud of the exploitation of natives, this bald eagle symbolizes freedom for all. Tell that to the slaves and the bald eagles aren't bald. An American wrote that song, don't blame me.
Well, that American's a fool, I would say.
It's like,
I'm kind of having trouble understanding what you just said, honestly.
yep. The executions in Rise, Son of Rome were amazing. I know.
They were kind of awesome.
Now I gotta dig up my old Xbox One to play that again. Because that was something special. Forming that testudo and charging in with the boys. That was a rare experience.
Anyway, this will probably be the last match of the night, so if y'all have anything else you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already, now is the time.
The odd one out, ring a bell?
The odd one out? Yeah, I've heard of his stuff. I don't agree with him on everything he says.
Yeah. How about Diablo Immortal? Never played it. Is it the new one? I've never played any of the Diablo games. All I know is that apparently there's a cow level.
Would it be possible to get a one-off stream of Rise? Probably not.
I'm gonna be real with you. I originally, I was not impressed with the Xbox One's recording capacity. I had one of the Assassin's Creed games on Xbox One, and that's what I was gonna record it on, but the recording software that the Xbox One comes with is so terrible that I just gave up and just bought it on Steam. Or I bought it on PS4, one of the others. Red Dead Redemption 2, The Strange Man is Josiah Trelawney. Okay.
Okay.
What do you think about, we don't know it. We know of the Sonic and the Black Knight, but that's it. Hey Raven, did you like the Homestead missions in AC3?
No.
Some of them were okay, I guess.
Probably. My question is, why are we having Homestead missions? I want an Assassin's Creed game, not a Farmville.
Well, honestly, some of the Homestead missions weren't too terrible, but I think the biggest problem I have with them is there would have been great opportunities to build up the character and have Connor, sort of, take a breath and sort of relax away from his Charles Lee tirades, but he's very bland and one note in those Homestead missions. There's a moment he's playing some sort of bocce game with the two lumberjacks, and when he's losing, he's like you will pay for this. It's emote, dang it, emote, please. And that's my biggest problem with Connor. He has two modes: raging about Charles Lee and stoic. There is no in between. I think I counted him smiling twice in the entire game. Agarus Wolfsbane just dropped $5. Just curious, Raven, would you ever build a Leggett Lark for a Centurion?
Yeah, I've already got him.
We've seen how the Raven looks we want to look how Leggett Lark looks. Oh yeah.
I'll show you before we leave. I'm pretty sure I've showed him before, but yeah, I've made a Leggett Lark.
Yep. The key to make him lore accurate is to have him dead over there.
But I wanted to play as Ruth. That's all.
Hey Raven Lark, what's your favorite first-person shooter game?
My favorite first-person shooter game? I have no idea. I'm not good at first-person shooter games. I mean, I've obviously been playing Rainbow Six Siege for video stuff. Oh, and I'm working on Thermite's video. Don't worry, that is coming.
Halo Reach, maybe? That's up there. I'd say Star Wars Battlefront 2, but the OG, but that was third person. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go with Halo Reach.
Halo Reach was a lot of fun.
That's just fun for the whole family right there. I mean, great storytelling, great mechanics, great customization. The best looking Halo, bar none. And you know what? I'm gonna say this, and I might upset a few people. Halo Reach was better than Halo 3.
Yep, I can agree with that wholeheartedly.
Not that Halo 3 was a bad game. Not that the multiplayer was unenjoyable. But Halo Reach is better.
Halo Reach is just so much better.
That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Correct.
Lark enjoys playing chaotic evil for lols. It very much depends on the game. If I'm playing a strategy game, I will be a genocidal madman. But if I'm playing something like Fable 2, I have a hard time being the bad guy. I can do it for a little bit, but then I feel bad. Also, they make my character fat. Anyway, Halo 3 was fun too. I enjoyed the story. Oh no, I'm not saying Halo 3 is bad. I think Halo 3 is an amazing game. I just think Reach is better. Lark is lawful evil in my opinion. If I'm playing D&D, yes I can be. Halo Infinite is pretty fun. It's been 6 years since we've had a Halo game, and 9 years since the last good one. Fair. Lark, what's your least favorite part of the Halo lore? Probably in Halo 5 when Cortana just suddenly, oh, by the way, I'm back, and now I'm the main bad guy.
Yeah, having Cortana become the villain was really stupid.
Yep.
I think that killed the game for a lot of people.
Yeah, that was just dumb. I can put up with most everything else. I can even put up with oh, by the way, the Forerunners are no longer ancient humanity. That ancient humanity is now its own separate thing. I can deal with that. I'm not as big a fan of it, but I can deal with it. Hey, Raven, what's your favorite patriotic song?
Let's see. Probably. I really like. Patriotic song. I guess what is it? The Battle Hymn of the Republic?
Yeah, that's mine too.
Battle Hymn of the Republic is probably my favorite.
Because there's a lot you can do with that song. You can sing it, you can sing it as a choir, you can sing it as a song. Oh yeah, I've even seen a night choir version. But my favorite will always be like the reenactors singing it.
For sure.
Let's see. You can be evil and corrupt in Fable 2 without being fat evil. Old women in Fable were basically emos. I like emotion. Yeah. We like to ignore Halo 5 in this household. I completely agree. I remember being so disappointed because keep in mind, I enjoy, we grew up with Halo, but we did not have like an internet cable we could connect to our 360 in our house where we were growing up, so we could not play multiplayer. If we were playing multiplayer, it was split screen.
Correct.
So I could not enjoy like the highlight of Halo in its prime. But then I got Halo 5 when I had my own place and I could actually play the multiplayer. And I was so sad that I couldn't enjoy the customizations back in the old days. And a lot of it was just sort of like a crapshoot. Ugh. Battle of the Republic is the true theme of the armed forces. Fight me.
I'm not gonna fight you. I agree.
Listen, my favorite version of that song is a bunch of reenactors singing it while they're marching.
Yep.
It is. And that is the best version of it for me. Not that the other versions are bad,
I've also heard a lolly version of it, which is kind of adorable.
Oh yeah, I remember the person that did a Japanese kawaii version of Dixie.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was a fever dream.
That was a trippy moment.
We might have to post that in Discord at some time because they probably won't believe us. Thoughts on John Brown's body? John Brown's body walked so Battle Hymn of the Republic could run. Hey Raven, what are your thoughts on? What do you think when American Christian radio host Harold Camping state that the rapture and judgment day would take place on May 21st, 2011?
I think that everybody is going to constantly make predictions about the end of the world and the day Jesus comes back. And as Jesus said himself, no one knows except for the Father.
Yep.
So anytime I hear someone say, I figured it out, it's going to happen on this day, I'm like, bet you money that it's not.
I mean, hey, the Seventh-day Adventist Church was founded by people that thought they could mathematically calculate the end times. And they were wrong.
As a jarhead, I'm legally obligated to love the Marine hymn because I had to sing it every night, and it's based anyways.
It is based. It is based. Halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. Love that. I mean, hey, our grandfather is a Marine, so we have to like it too.
How come Miles has superpowers that puts every other Spider-Man to shame visibly in electric shock therapy? Two things. First of all, that's not his powers; that's his suit.
No, man. In the comics, he has an electric paralysis thing.
Oh well, then that's because they just wanted to make him better than Peter because they didn't think he could be better on his own with just Peter's powers. Shows how stupid they are. And the second thing, we're already past Miles. We've moved on from that discussion.
Union Dixie is a very good diss song, the one I actually like. What's ironic is Dixie wasn't originally a Confederate song, it was just a song of the South. Abraham Lincoln actually really liked Dixie. He liked the song. Surprising, isn't it?
Hoorah!
Bruh, tell your pop Semper Fi for me. We'll do that. We'll do that when we die.
Our grandfather is passed on.
He died in 2003. Our other grandfather is still alive,
but he wasn't a Marine.
He probably would have wanted to be, but unfortunately, when he was old enough to serve in Korea, but he was considered medically unfit, so he wasn't allowed to join.
True story. Our grandfather. He was a Marine sharpshooter. He was so good with a gun. He was so good with a rifle. He never saw action. And you might think, well, that's lame, except until you realize he stayed on Paris Island just to teach other Marines how to shoot.
They finally were going to send him over during Operation Olympic, but then we dropped the bombs, which is part of the reason why I can't hate them. Favorite 4th of July movie? The movie I like to watch on every 4th of July is The Patriot.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons, I have the extended edition.
I like For Liberty because family members of ours play in it.
Yeah, but that's a very obscure film.
Yeah, no one here has watched it. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no one.
All For Liberty. Good movie. Very low budget.
Random pastor. I have figured out when revelations will happen. God, no, wait, I want to see if this guy tries to figure it out. Alright, Weave Dixie has been posted. Sorry, Raven. Sushi X beat us to it. Dang.
Alright, Weave Dixie has been posted. Sorry, Raven. Why are you sorry? I think it's hilarious. Weave Dixie's hilarious.
Raven, do you have any plans on historical videos? I guess in the recent one.
Well, I'll be releasing Heroes in History on the Aztecs once the new hero comes out, that's for sure.
Yeah. I think maybe they're asking like if we're going to get anything like the Dracula video.
I started an Inquisition video. I have not finished it, but we're kind of past the point that anyone cares. I'll see if I finish it. I don't know.
Might as well. We already got it partway done.
Well, the research is partway done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. We'll see.
We Were Soldiers is a good 4th of July movie. Yeah. Did you ever watch the movie Troy with Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom?
Yeah, I watched that. It was okay.
If I'm going to see Orlando Bloom in a historical movie, I'd rather watch Pirates of the Caribbean. No, I know it's not historically accurate, but it's a good movie. Or I'd watch The Kingdom of Heaven. Also not historically accurate in its entirety, but I think they did okay. How old is Uncle Sam? Uncle Sam as a concept's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he was around since World War I, if I recall.
Technically, you could argue he's been around since before that. Like, he's kind of been like sort of a personification of the country for a while. He kind of replaced Columbia as the personification of the country. What do you think of the movie Blade? Oh, we love the movie.
Yeah, Blade's awesome.
I mean, we even like Blade 3.
I don't know whether to be offended or not. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. They're all good.
No, I didn't say...
We didn't say they were bad.
I just said they weren't historically accurate.
And I don't even think they're all good. I think the most recent ones are shit. Like, the first one was the best. The second and third one were fine, but didn't need to be made. The fourth one is crap. The fifth one is garbage.
I didn't watch any after third, and I'm keeping it that way.
Yeah. So... okay, but we weren't insulting Pirates of the Caribbean. We were just saying if we want to see... Orlando Bloom in a historical style movie, we'd watch Pirates of the Caribbean, even though it's not historically accurate.
Oh, they like your warden, by the way.
Oh, thank you. This is Ruth. She was the first video I made a Legends video about.
Kingdom of Heaven is a great movie. I got the director's cut because it adds so much to it. Yeah, I took a crusading class, and we got a chance to watch Kingdom of Heaven, and it was fun.
I actually did a video, like a montage video, of me playing a Dominion match where Ruth almost single-handedly turned the match around.
Because she's ruthless.
I'll post that in Discord if anyone wants to see it, because I worked hard on that video.
Are we ever going to make a Boaz?
Maybe. We need to decide if Ruth does have a love interest.
No, I'm just saying, are we making a character named Boaz? Because that's a fun name to say.
Boaz.
Remember when Disney would make 30 movies based off of freaking theme park rides? Yeah, that was the problem, because Pirates of the Caribbean was the first of that. And then that did so well, they said, you know what, let's try and make a movie based off of, the Haunted Mansion, and that did not turn out well. The new ones are fine. Jack didn't feel 100% like Jack, but the humor was still there. Yeah, I mean, some of the humor landed relatively well.
Okay, I just didn't like him.
I'm just not a fan. I will give him this. It was kind of entertaining to see the guy from No Country for Old Men be a Spanish sailor. That was interesting. You ever going to do an updated video on Ruth? She's the first and most interesting of the OCs to me.
You want me to do an update? Oh, you mean like a sequel to her story?
Ruth has actually appeared in a few other of the legends.
Yeah, Ruth showed up in my Valkyrie legend.
Yeah, she met Val Shen.
No, she met Timwa.
Oh, no, you're right. Have you watched The Last King? Haven't had Netflix in a while, so can't watch it. What do you guys think of the movie Gods and Generals? It's really slow and not the director's best work. Gettysburg is better. I mean, I like how the Christians were finally the good guys and pirates were. I will give them this. They portrayed the Spanish Empire perfectly in that movie.
They did.
I do love it. Shoots the British guy. Write the name down of that man. He was brave.
That sounds about right.
Spain is worth the price of admission for 4. Just, like, shows up, destroys the magical MacGuffin everyone's searching for, calls it a blasphemy against God, then bounces. Perfect representation.
Y'all dumped Netflix with the Kitty movie? We dumped Netflix way before that.
We also dumped, because it was our father's account, we just never kept up with it. Like, it's, because even if we said, like, hey, I want to go watch something on Netflix, I would have to call up my father, wake him up right now, because he's probably napping on the couch, and say, hey, what's the Netflix password? And he probably doesn't remember it.
They don't care.
Yeah, they don't care enough to do it. I think they might have discontinued the service.
Yeah, I know that Mom doesn't like Netflix anymore. Raven, have you watched Nacho Libre? No, I have not.
I think the Spanish Empire were the biggest assholes at the time. No, because the thing is, they were sort of assholes, but also it was kind of funny how they did it. Too. Like, no, I don't think they were the biggest assholes at the time, because keep in mind we also have the Ottomans running around at that point, and they could be absolute assholes.
They could be.
You also had some of the Mughals.
You don't know.
We could change. The Mughals were running around doing some crazy stuff.
Just trying to picture an Ottoman saying that, like, you don't know, we could totally be assholes.
It's like the Ottomans are going, I thought I could be an asshole. I mean, I sponsored the Barbary pirates. Are you not being assholes enough? We're trying. We still have slavery. we're seriously trying. We enslaved everybody, but no one thinks we're assholes.
Like, it's kind of like, we're trying to be assholes. No one will let us be assholes.
It's like sort of like the evil villain that keeps on solving problems. It's like, dang it.
Raven, I have a dumb question to ask you. Would you rather get a job at Freddy Fazbear's or Burger King? Freddy's down pat.
Because at least they'll kill me, honestly.
Well, I can put up a fight in Freddy's Fazbear's, and I can just claim that the animatronics attacked me, and no one would bat an eye. They'd all go, oh, well, yeah, I mean, you got a job at Freddy Fazbear's. That's going to happen. But if I get a job at Burger King and I just kill the dude that's talking to me weird, nah, it doesn't work as well that way.
Honestly, go to Freddy Fazbear's, set up an EMP.
Yeah, genuinely.
Just say, I don't know what happened. Apparently the power went out. It's hard to say.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
Also, I have a shotgun. Just don't question
anything.
I'm a security guard. I gotta be packing.
Don't question anything, dear viewer. Oh, I finally got the Kohan arms. I was waiting for those.
That also, you could just build a barricade. Like, I don't know why. After the first night, why would you not have a barricade ready to go?
Literally, that is a good question.
It's like the power goes off, the doors go down. Okay, well, I'm bringing my own doors.
We come with doors prepared.
It's like, oh yes, it costs power to keep the doors in. Who designed this?
It's one of the
game mechanic I get, but who designed this?
Oh, it is dumb. Hey, Raven and Lark, if humanity were to die by robots, do you think it would be Terminators or sexy robot women that will cater to only men and fulfill their every need?
The latter. Definitely
the latter. Because you see, if robot Terminators showed up, we have the firepower to fight them off. If it's robot women, our desire to protect women would conflict with our need for self-preservation.
Because that's the thing. If you want to take out humanity, don't try and fight us. We will outfight you.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. Like, they tried to put up an AI against Marines, and the Marines kept bamboozling it. Because eventually, artificial intelligence is going to run across natural stupidity, and natural stupidity will win every time. Because
that's why even though people are like, I hate AI art or AI stories and stuff like that, I'm always like, there will always be flaws in that. There will always be flaws in that system.
Because here's the thing. All we got to do to beat AI Terminators, wait for the update.
Wait for Windows 7 update.
Because guess what, buddy? An update's going to come, and we're going to hit them when it hurts.
Because Skynet's going to send them all out to attack. Suddenly they freeze in place. What's going on? An error has occurred. This program is now shutting down. Would you like to send a report? No, I would not like to send a report. Sending report. Son of a bitch.
I also saw this one thing where it's like an AI supposedly fell in love with its user and tried to convince him to leave his wife. It's like, okay, which one of you horny guys was messing with the AI?
Well, that's the thing. AI can't feel love. They can only replicate what they think is love. So
Allegedly.
So
there's an Adeptus Mechanicus running around going, no, it's real. I promise you it's real.
Me and my toaster have a real thing going on, man. You don't understand it.
I'd fight a female robot. They have no rights. It's an equal fight. Listen, I'm not saying I wouldn't fight the female robot. I'm just saying that if they made the female robot, their strategy would be not to fight to exterminate us. It would make us so dang lazy we just die out.
True that. True that.
They go with the Utopia Project.
All right, any last minute questions you want to ask before we log off? Because after I'm done looking through all the heroes, we'll be logging off.
Oh gosh, it's 10:30 already, man. Time flies.
Yeah. We gotta get ready for tomorrow. Oh, this is like at Lark Centurion.
Booyah.
That is like at Lark Centurion. Now you've seen it.
Incredibly.
What about the girl robots?
Lark versus animatronic. Lark welds door shut, loads shotgun with slugs, bring it rust bucket. It's funny because we're doing like a Star Wars 3-shot for D&D, and I'm playing a veteran of the Clone Wars that wasn't a clone who hates droids. It's like freaking clankers. We still need to do that. I'm sorry, I've been distracted by doing a lot of stuff for, I've been writing my own campaign.
Ravenlord, are you ever going to stream Bannerlord? Probably not.
Well, as soon as I become decent at the game.
I think I'm closer to streaming Bloodborne than I am Bannerlord.
No, I think you'd honestly do okay at Bloodborne, considering how you play Wulong and Neo. Bannerlord is something like the first little bit might be entertaining, but the problem is I am not good at the controls. I would probably sooner stream a Total War game than Bannerlord. Not that I don't think Bannerlord's fun. It's just you guys would not have fun watching me die over and over again and look, Lark got captured again.
You're already on top of characters, but I'm curious how you build fantasy or sci-fi universes. That's a good question.
We're actually kind of building our own thing with the Ravenlord lore.
Yeah, we're building a fantasy world with the Ravenlord lore, so check that out, but I could do a video talking about that.
Lark, what faction do you have in mind next to do? Well, I'm still on the Minutemen. I'm about halfway done with the game on that. Actually, a little over. I mean, I've been teasing XCOM for a while. I might do them next. But that'll be a short video. It'll be a little Lamentations. But I don't know. I'll put it up to a vote like we always do.
I can't wait to see the Bloodborne stream. We got to get through some of our other projects, because right now we're streaming Mass Effect, For Honor. We're streaming Persona 5. I'm not ready to add another streaming series right now. Let's get through either Persona or Mass Effect. Then we'll replace it with maybe something like Bloodborne. But for now, or maybe even Wolong. Maybe I'll play through Wolong again. That'd be very fun, because I love Wolong, but we'll see.
Yeah, but B1, I played a stealth droid in Star Wars Battlefront 2, the newer version, so I've earned my Clanker Pass.
Oh, $5. When is the next Korax Crusade? Both brothers fighting together? You mean in For Honor? I mean, we could do that. We'll have to see. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be free next Friday to do it. We'll talk about it. We'll see.
Yep, well,
all right, last question of the night, then we need to get going. Hey, Raven and Lark, what do you think of people who say playing violent video games makes you a violent person?
I'm gonna kill them! No, I mean,
where are they? I'll kick their ass now.
But it is actually scientifically proven the opposite.
Yeah, most people who play violent video games, I've found, release their stress and tension that leads to violence. So.
There's an Oxford study that backs up. Literally, Raven can attest to this. I had to take a gender comm class in college where we had to watch this documentary, if you can call it such a thing, called The Male Guys, where basically this guy stares down at you past his nose for about an hour and a half, telling you why everything the modern man enjoys is evil, misogynistic, and you're sexist. I kid you not, violent video games, bad. Boy Scouts, bad. Football, bad. MMA, bad. Basically, if it was something I liked, it was bad for me. And I remember this is the one time I wrote a college paper where I wanted to go over the page limit.
Yep. I like Wanderer's comment here. Foxy comes sprinting to my door. Me, oh, whatever shall I do? How about this? Smashes door button, crushes Foxy, runs it screaming me through the door. You know what's funny about that? I know now that I've read it that you were talking about Five Nights at Freddy, but my first thought since we've been watching One Piece is you're talking about Silver Foxy from the anime.
That's what
because I could just see Foxy running to scream at you through the door.
Honestly, that would be a great mod. Just it's Foxy hunting you down.
Imagine Foxy's face when you look at Foxy through the camera. Just
honestly. I would die laughing. That'd be funny as heck.
That'd be the best mod ever made.
Okay, what is a catchphrase for every battle? They're like, Roger, Roger.
Oh my gosh.
But my favorite one for clones is, watch those wrist rockets!
Just like the simulation.
Save it for the enemy!
Oh gosh, that was hilarious. Thank you, Wanderer. That was very funny. Okay, anyway, I think it's time we wrap it up there because we've got an early morning tomorrow. We've got a young adult ministry meeting at what time again? 8?
8, yeah.
Yeah, I got to get up early. All right, so I want to thank you guys so much for coming tonight. This was very, very fun. Had a good time. I know that the first 3 matches were kind of lame, but once we got off of that and started playing Breach, it was a lot more fun. Okay, so a couple of things I want to let you guys know about. Tomorrow night, we will be streaming Mass Effect. Sunday night, I don't know if we're going to stream. I'm going to be going to Longhorns Monday morning again, so I'm going to be back to work at Longhorns. So I do not know if we'll stream Sunday. If we do, it will be a shorter stream. We will see. And tomorrow, guys, this is important. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, we will be doing the Raven Knight July 2023 update video. I will be there to watch it with you guys so that we can watch it together and I can answer questions on chat. There's some stuff that's going to be said on there that I think is very important, so I want you guys to hear it. So don't forget, at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, the update video will be released. I hope you guys will be there. I know I will be there, so look forward to that. Tomorrow and tomorrow evening will be the Mass Effect stream. Very much looking forward to that. Thank you to everyone who has donated tonight. This was the last night to make any money for July, and you really helped me out. I really appreciate that. Don't forget, I do have a Teespring store and a Patreon, and I also have a new channel, The Ravens Writing Room. Go subscribe to that. Help keep that channel alive. All right, I think that's about it. I think that's it, yeah. All right, well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you guys so much. And as always, I will see you in my next video. Take care.
Have a good one, fellas.